University is important to Norrköping, and we are very happy to have a civic university, or at least a university who is working on to become a civic university. Norrköping is far from an academic city, but we would like to become one in the future, and it will probably take us some time to become one.
Well, I find it particularly interesting, the theme of the meeting, civic university and academic cities. It's all about cooperation between city and universities or university colleges. So the program looks very interesting, a heavy one. I think many presentations and interactive seminars. It's also very interesting for us.
And why this conference is important is bringing people from the cities and people from the universities together to get a deeper understanding of what their own drivers are and what are the barriers to collaboration between the city and the university. And you can learn about this most effectively by talking to people not only within your own city, but benchmarking your experience with other cities. So bringing together a European network of trying to learn from each other is incredibly important.
Words, academic city and civic university, what does it mean? And then we ask ourselves the question, are we heading towards that? What do we think? Is this our purpose? And what exactly is that purpose? Because these are words that can mean many things. And I think we have to be quite precise what we mean by being a civic university and an academic city.
Look, you can decide that you have the city and the university and they will never interact. And both of them will work also. Now the question is, there is so much to gain by having a kind of an exchange, collaboration and working in a more, say, fusional way, that it would be a pity, a waste not to try and develop that.
Civic university, yes, of course, is the university who provide, who helps the city to grow and who helps the city to develop itself. And that seems to be easy. The concept is really easy, but in the reality, it's really hard to have it.
Yeah, we've already begun discussing like how do we represent students in our universities and things like that. What difference there are and
exactly. They asked in the program, especially for students to come to this meeting. So I thought, well, it's interesting. It's now the 4th time I was on the meeting for EUniverCities, and it's always interesting to talk with other students how they tackle difficult problems, and we have some problems, they have some problems, and it's interesting to discuss them. Yeah.
I think that the universities have characteristically had 3 functions: teaching, research and engagement. And the engagement with the society is often called the third mission. And it's a sort of, what you do, and by definition the third mission is inferior. First, research; second, teaching; the third mission is down there. And so far, in the past, the third mission, particularly in the traditional universities, the third mission is about working with business, narrowly defined, and earning money from consultancy, from spin-outs, and all the rest of it. In the civic university model, that third mission gets embedded into the teaching and into the research. So your research involves working with civil society, with business, with the community in the process of co-production of knowledge. In your teaching, students work with you in your research projects, collaborating and learning by doing projects with the civil society, in the community, with business. And so teaching and research and engagement all converge. So, because universities only do 2 things, they only do teaching and research. So it's important to put the civic engagement agenda embedded in the research and breaking the boundary between the university and the civil society.
Hello everybody, Liselott here. As you can see, we are now in Linköping.
Actually, this is a really good example because we use this developed in the university field. We can help the patient, so to say. We can educate medical students, but we can also educate population through the science centers, etc. So this is one example. It's cross-border translational research can benefit many types of many levels and many parts of the community. Push the 3D button and then it will be loaded in 3D mode directly, and then you can start to rotate and cut into the body virtually, and it's really fast. So you can zoom in, you can look for the vessels, calcifications. You have a really easy user interface. You can push the sun, and then you can add soft tissue muscles, and then you can add skin and even growth.
I think that if you succeed as an academic city, you have really been able to kind of use your university, but in other aspects, not only the PhD and research thing, but also like the students are visible and they are a part of the city. They're not only doing their own things in campus, they're also in the city, and the business life and companies also provide jobs for the students, and the campus is developed in a way that you discuss city and campus together.
Go to public spaces, maybe the museum or in the libraries, or to the town hall, maybe.
I mean, I would take it on a very individual level. I mean, academic city shouldn't even be a concept. It should be something which is so normal that people don't even think about it. Because the reason for being of a university is to develop knowledge, but knowledge by itself is not useful by itself if you don't have something out of this knowledge which goes back into the society. So it should be a non-concept, actually.